Greetings YouTube, Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. This is episode number 85, and in this episode, we're going to be, yet again, continuing to tackle the remaining battle CDs that we have, and we're really starting to narrow them down here. But anywho, in this battle CD, we're going to be taking on a bunch of flailing, splashing Magikarps, and actually take out the flailing part because they don't even know flail. They just know splash, and that's in fact all they're going to do. But we do have a turn limit here that we have to work against, as well as a couple of other factors. Alright, so it's going to be Magikarp and Magikarp against, here we go, SMEARGLE and Spheal. And in this battle, it focuses on using one-hit KO moves. SMEARGLE knows Fissure, Spheal knows Sheer Cold, and POLIWHIRL is... Actually, I don't think he knows any of them. Or does he? I don't remember. He might know Sheer Cold as well. Anyway, we're going to switch out Spheal on the first turn and bring out a POLIWHIRL here. And Magikarp, of course, is going to go for a Splash. Both of them are going to do the same thing, so you don't have to worry about getting killed or critical hits or anything like that. Anyway, SMEARGLE goes for a Mind Reader on the level 48 Magikarp, and that's very important because these one-hit KO moves only work on Pokemon that have the same level as you or a lower level. So level 48 SMEARGLE can only knock out a level 48 Magikarp, and so on. So both of the Magikarps yet again are going to go for Splash here, and because we use Mind Reader, Fissure's bad accuracy is not going to be a problem, and it takes out the level 48 Magikarp. And now there's one more Magikarp to go, and it's a level 50 Magikarp, which means only POLIWHIRL can take this one out because our Spheal is at level 49. So we're going to go for a Mind Reader with SMEARGLE, and we're going to go for a Mimic with POLIWHIRL. That way we can copy SMEARGLE's move and kind of learn it on our own so that we will be able to use it. And it's going to be Fissure because POLIWHIRL is the only one on our team that doesn't have a one-hit KO move. I thought it might have Sheer Cold, but that is not the case. So now POLIWHIRL will be able to use Fissure to knock out the level 50 Magikarp. Otherwise, we'd have kind of a problem going on here. SMEARGLE, after using Mind Reader, notice we can't kill that level 49 Magikarp with Fissure. It won't affect it. So what we're going to need to do is get Spheal back on the field, but we can't switch out, otherwise we're going to lose a turn, plus we're going to lose the 100% accuracy effect of Mind Reader. So the Magikarps do their thing and Splash, and SMEARGLE, meanwhile, is going to use Baton Pass to Baton Pass that effect from Mind Reader off to the Spheal that's going to be incoming. So now on this next turn, we will be able to knock out both of the Magikarps. So, let's do this. Spheal only knows Sheer Cold, so we can only take out that level 49 Magikarp, so that's exactly what we're going to do. After using Mind Reader with POLIWHIRL, we also have the Mind Reader effect in effect for this level 50 Magikarp to be taken out, and it goes down very easily to that Fissure there. Magikarp is going to go for another Splash because that's all it can do, unfortunately, and with the Mind Reader effect in hand, Spheal is able to knock out the level 49 Magikarp with its Sheer Cold, and that's going to be it for this battle. So this is a very tactical battle, and you do have to do things in the right order and kind of have an idea of what you're doing. Otherwise, you will run out of turns, and you'll end up ultimately losing, which sucks because losing sucks. Losing makes everyone sad. That's going to do it for this battle CD. That was a lot of fun. SOS Magikarp. And yeah, we're going to get an elixir for our troubles, which is something that is just going to be sold at a shop before we go to Cinedark Isle, I'm sure. Okay, so we're going to move on to battle CD number 24 now. And in this battle CD, it's going to be Manectric, PLUSLE, and Ninetales on our side. And it's a 5-turn battle limit, and we've got Scizor, Hitmonlee, and Muck on the other side. The problem here is that we need to find a way to get around the Protect that they like to use, because as long as they use Protect, that wastes a turn, and we only have 5 turns to win this battle. So we need to figure out some way to bypass the Protect. So that is going to be our goal for this battle. Okay, so it is a double battle, and it's going to be Scissor and Hitmonlee beginning the battle. So Muck is going to have to wait till the end. We're going to start out with Manectric and PLUSLE, both electric types. And unfortunately, PLUSLE kind of sucks, but that's all right. With Manectric on the first turn, we're going to use Charge. And we're going to switch PLUSLE out for Ninetales because PLUSLE just doesn't really have any practical use in this battle. So, yes, the Charge from Manectric will allow us to be able to do double damage with our... Well, not double damage, but it'll increase the amount of damage done by an electric-type move in the next turn. And considering that Hitmonlee and Scissor both will use the first turn to protect, it's a good move to use on this first turn. Now we can go for a Spark on Hitmonlee, get him out of the picture. And it's going to go for a Focus Punch, so it doesn't really matter what we do there. As long as we hit it, it's going to get knocked out. We get a critical hit, but it will get knocked out by a charged up Spark regardless. So that's going to bring Muck out onto the field, and that's very important. The next thing that we're going to do is use Ninetales this turn to go for a Flamethrower on Scissor, which has a 4 times super effective ratio thingamajiggy, and that gets rid of Scissor. I meant to say advantage, but I don't know. Apparently that just wasn't the word that I wanted to use. So we're going to go for a Charge with Manectric on this turn, and Muck is going to go for a Protect, as the other Pokemon will. On all the odd turns, they go for a Protect. So, but this time we're going to foil Muck's plan, and we're going to use Imprison with Ninetales, which prevents the opponent from using any moves that is in Ninetales' moveset, and Ninetales has Protect, which means Muck can no longer Protect. It has to attack. And in the next 2 turns, we're going to be able to knock it out now, because we're going to double team it with both Flamethrower and a Spark. And the charged up Spark does about half of its HP worth of damage. And Flamethrower almost knocks it out, but not quite. Leaves it with 15 HP. Muck then goes for a Sludge, which unfortunately does poison us, but it doesn't really matter either way. And on the 5th turn, we will be able to get rid of the Muck once and for all with another Spark. And then finally, that Muck is going to go down because this Muck is just way too bulky. Their special defense is crazy high, and they're just so annoying, just in general. But that's going to be it for this battle. It's another kind of tactical type of battle where you have to use things in the correct order and know the extra effects of things in order to use them to your advantage. But that's pretty cool. That's going to do it for that battle CD. Was it number 24? And we're going to receive 5 Lumberries for our efforts, which is by far, I think, one of the best prizes you can get, even better than the TMs. But anyway, moving on. Battle CD number 21 is a Focus Punch face-off. Everybody loves that Focus Punch. I really don't like the Focus Punch as much as apparently everyone does. But anyway, this battle CD is going to give us... yeah, I actually didn't even look at it. But anyway, Swellow and Mankey are going to be on the other side, and we have Breloom and Clefable. There we go. I was drawing a complete blank. I looked at it, and then I saw what it was and wanted to say something, and then apparently I immediately forgot it, and then remembered it right after that. Anyway, we have Swellow and Mankey on the other side, as well as Meowth. Meowth and Swellow are going to start the battle, however. Breloom and Clefable are on our side, and it's going to be reliant, and this entire battle is going to be reliant upon Focus Punch. So, on the first turn, we're going to go for Follow Me with Clefable, which will make Clefable be the target of all of the opponent's attacks, which is important because Meowth will go for a Fake Out on the first turn, and you do not want Breloom to flinch. At the same time, you do not want Aerial Ace to hit Breloom because it does have a 4 times super effective advantage on it, and it will kill Breloom in 1 hit. So you cannot allow Breloom to be hit by Aerial Ace by any means whatsoever. So what we want to do is go for a Spore with Breloom on the first turn to put Swellow asleep. Put him to sleep, and now we can better deal with what's going on here. I don't know why I can't talk. I keep throwing in random words that don't make sense in sentences. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm sure you all have figured that out by now anyway. Meowth goes for a Payday, which is Honestly, one of the stupidest moves ever, but it's kind of cool in the older games where, you know, the money would be scattered everywhere. But whatever. Okay, so we're going to go for a Spore on Meowth as well. So now both Meowth and Swellow are asleep, and we go for a Focus Punch with Clefable on Meowth, and it is indeed super effective, and that brings Meowth down fairly easily. Now, Mankey is a little bit more difficult because it has the Vital Spirit ability, which means it cannot be put to sleep. It's pretty much the same thing as Insomnia, but they just named it something different. Anyway, you can't use the whole Spore strategy on Mankey. It does not work. You're kind of screwed if that happens. So, what do we want to do? Well, you can always go for an Attract. Mankey will continue to use Focus Punch on every turn. So, we're kind of walking on thin ice here. We're going to go for a Substitute with Breloom just in case Swellow does wake up. And Clefable's going to go for an Attract. So, we kind of want to hope that Mankey can't attack because of the... yes, like that. It's immobilized by love. And we also need to hope that Swellow doesn't wake up. So, we've got a lot going on here. Alright, so now what we want to do is use Focus Punch with both of our Pokemon. And if we're able to hit with both of them, we should be able to knock them both out. So, now everyone's using Focus Punch. Swellow is still asleep, which definitely works in our favor. That can become a big problem if Swellow does wake up. But he stays asleep for one turn too many, and the Focus Punch from Breloom is able to knock him out. Mankey does get a Focus Punch off, unfortunately, and he gets a critical hit on Clefable, but it doesn't matter because it is a stab move, and it is super effective on Clefable's normal type, so it goes down. It's going to go down whether it has full HP or not. And thankfully, we are faster than this Mankey, so our Focus Punch is going to beat out Mankey's Focus Punch. And because of Mankey's fairly low defenses, that goes down very easily to that last Focus Punch. And yes, that's a lot of biting and clawing our way to the victory line there, but it finally came around for us. And that's going to do it for Battle CD number 21. Now, normally this would be the time where I would probably end the episode, but in any case, we're going to continue on battling against these Battle CDs here. Anyway, TM number 1 is Focus Punch, and you actually get it for defeating that Battle CD, which is kind of cool. Although I don't really like to use that TM anyway. So if you like Focus Punch, that's a good Battle CD to make sure that you complete if you're not doing all of them. The next Battle CD that we're going to do is Battle CD number 22. And this is another one that's going to feature PLUSLE. PLUSLE and Banette are on your side, which is a very, very weird team combination. Kind of strange. Ghost type and a pure electric type. And Banette's like all kind of like creepy and scary and all that stuff. And PLUSLE's the cutest little mouse Pokemon. Well, maybe not the cutest. Pikachu has that title, but whatever. Moving on. Alright, so this is going to be a single battle, not a double battle like what we have been doing most of the time. And we're going to start off with Banette, and the opponent's side is going to start off with Gyarados. The Intimidate ability is going to lower our attack, which is in turn going to lower the power of our Shadow Ball move. So what we're going to do is predict that Gyarados is going to go for Dragon Dance, which increases both attack and speed at the same time. If we use Snatch, we will be able to steal that move and steal the effects of it, and yeah, it pretty much steals it from Gyarados because he doesn't get those bonuses, but we do. Stupidly, this Gyarados will continue to use Dragon Dance over and over and over again, so you can up your attack and your speed pretty much as you want. You really only need to do it 3 or 4 times in order to be able to knock this Gyarados out, because you do have to keep in mind that you are -1 starting off this battle as far as attack goes, and that's the important thing. But once you get enough boost, you will be able to knock out Gyarados with Shadow Ball, and even if you don't, you should be fast enough to get another hit off, even if it does pull off another Dragon Dance, because now you're, +3 or 4 with speed as well. So anyway, as you can see, that brings him down to about 53 HP. I guess about 1/3 of his HP left. Gyarados will go for another Dragon Dance there, and he finally gets the bonus for it, but we're way too fast for him to catch up now, and a second Shadow Ball is going to bring this Gyarados down. So that's a pretty simple tactic. It's the easiest way to bring this Gyarados down. Alright, the replacement Pokemon is going to be Zangoose, which is a troublemaker for us because we only know Shadow Ball is an attacking move, and Ghost-type attacks don't affect normal types. So we're going to go for a Grudge, expecting that Zangoose is going to go for a Shadow Ball here. And that is going to, leave Banette with 1 HP, which is unusual. Normally Banette will go down in 1 hit there. So if that happens, just go for another Grudge. And what that's going to do is remove all of the PP from the move Shadow Ball on Zangoose. So he can no longer use it in this battle, which is very important. You want to make sure he can't use Shadow Ball at all, because it does do a lot of damage. Now, all we have left is PLUSLE, so it's 1-on-1. PLUSLE against Zangoose. And what we want to do here is go for an Encore on the first turn. Zangoose is going to be faster than you, and it's going to go for a Swords Dance to increase its attack. But if you Encore it, it won't be able to attack you at all. It will just keep using Swords Dance over and over and over again for at least 2 or 3 turns. And that will allow you to pull off a couple of things. You can either become faster than it with an Agility, which I don't necessarily recommend because it does waste a turn. What I do recommend doing is going for a charged Thundershock. So charge on 1 turn, and then go for a Thundershock on the next turn. And Zangoose will just continue to use Swords Dance. After the 3rd time, it won't have any further effects because its attack will already be +6. The problem becomes if it does break out of its Encore, you are screwed, and it will kill you in 1 hit. Anywho, Zangoose is still going for Swords Dance there, and we only have to survive 1 more turn. Got a charge, and 1 more charged up Thundershock should knock this thing out, and thankfully, it goes for Swords Dance yet again, like the 4th or 5th time. I guess the 5th time. And Thundershock, down it goes. That does it for Zangoose, and that's going to do it for this battle. And somehow, the Banette and PLUSLE team beats the Gyarados and Zangoose team. Amazing. Alright. Well, we defeated this Battle CD, Battle CD number 22, and we'll probably get a really stupid item. But that's going to be the end of this episode, guys. In the next episode, we'll do 1 or 2 more videos of Battle CDs, and we're going to move on to, whatchamacallit, Dark Isle. And yes, it was indeed a dumb item. Ha! As usual. Stay tuned for episode number 86. Game on!